Hey, Andy here from builderhottub.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about lighting considerations for your DIY hot tubs and plunge pools. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so adding lighting into your DIY hot tubs and plunge pools just gives them another dimension at night. And behind me here, you can see this is my hot tub. It's running at night, the colour changing light, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. And I definitely recommend putting in some form of lighting if you're building a DIY hot tub or indeed a plunge pool. Lighting itself is a bit of a minefield, so hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a bit more information so you're able to go and decide exactly what you're going to put into your DIY hot tubs and plunge pools. Before we get on to that, always a great opportunity for me to say, please do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon to be notified when my videos go live. I do 2 long form videos just like this every single week and a whole bunch of shorts, and everything on my channel focuses on DIY hot tubs, plunge pools, parts, and pretty much everything in between. So with that out of the way, what type of lighting should you put into your hot tubs or plunge pools? So what I mean by that is kind of what lighting technology, and really the only option that you should be considering is LED. There are halogen lights out there, but halogens, it's an old technology that's definitely going away. So if you're building something brand new, you really want to be putting in LED technology into your hot tubs and plunge pools. What size lights should you put into your hot tub or plunge pool build? Well, by size, I mean, do you go for spots or do you go for some the more kind of traditional larger pool light? Well, it's totally up to you, and it really depends on the look that you're going for. The larger lights, they tend to brighten up a larger area, whereas a spotlight will create kind of a sharp triangle of light that kind of protrudes from the side of the pool. So the look that you're going for will really dictate the type of lighting that you're going to put in. I'm certainly not going to tell you that one is better than the other, because this is very much personal preference, and if you're building a DIY hot tub or plunge pool, you really need to build it to your preference. That's one of the reasons that you're building it, so that you can get it exactly how you want it to fit your style or your idea of how it should look. How many lights should I put in my hot tub or plunge pool? Well, firstly, this is going to be dictated by the type of light that you're going for. So if you're going for spots, you're obviously going to need more spots than if you're going for a larger swimming pool light. My recommendation here is to look at the wattage. A hot tub that's anything up to around 12 feet by 12 feet or 3 meters by 3 meters, that can be lit with around 35 to 40 watts of light. Now, I'd always say put more in if you're not sure, because it's totally possible to dim these down. What you don't want to do is put your lights in and then find out later on that you haven't put enough in to actually light it up the way you want it, because adding more is always a lot more difficult than turning lights off or indeed dimming them down with the controllers. So my recommendation on numbers is, as I said, around for every 3 meters by 3 meters or every 12 feet by 12 feet, you want to have around 35 to 40 watts of light available. Different manufacturers have different guidelines, so again, I'm generalizing here, and I'm also using my own range of lights as a guidance here, and of course I'll put a link to those underneath this video if you'd like to check them out. Okay, so where do you place your lighting in your DIY hot tubs or plunge pools? Well, firstly, it's going to be determined by the type or the style of light that you go for. If you're going to go for the larger swimming pool lights, they tend to be placed at the bottom of a hot tub, or certainly on a pool, they can be at the bottom, but they can also be placed in the middle or the center of the walls. Again, this really depends on the look that you're going for, but with a hot tub, the larger swimming pool style lights, they definitely need to be placed at the base. Now, with a hot tub, where you're going to sit the most, make sure that you're not looking at the light, because it can be kind of distracting or uncomfortable. So if you know that you're going to sit in a certain position facing a certain direction, then make sure that light is pointing in the same direction as the way you're going to look. You just don't want to be staring at lights because, as I said, it can be quite distracting and somewhat uncomfortable. Now, for the position of spots are generally placed nearer the top surface of the water, and it's because, again, of the effect that they give. They have a light that kind of shoots across the surface. So in general, spots are located about 4 to 6 inches, and anything up to maybe 8 or 10 below the waterline, but certainly no more than that. In terms of spacing, obviously you're going to space these equidistant down the length of your pool or your hot tub if you're using spots. And for quantity, as I said earlier, base it around the 3 meters by 3 meters or 12 feet by 12 feet. You want to have about 40 watts of lighting in that particular area. Okay, so how do we install the lighting? Well, obviously every pool or hot tub light is slightly different. However, the underlying principles are the same. If you are going to have some kind of conduit for your cable, as the diagram behind me shows here, you want to have your conduit that runs up and over the waterline. The reason that you do that is so you don't have to worry about sealing in the conduit. You can just let the water flow in. It's perfectly normal. Yes, it gets trapped behind the lights, but you don't need to worry about sealing it up because gravity will actually keep the water in your pool or in your hot tub rather than flowing out of your conduit. So this kind of an installation technique with your conduit is a good idea, and it's also a good idea to run the conduit so that if you do need to change the light or you do need to change the cable in the future, you can do so without doing any damage at all to your hot tub or pool structure. I'll finish with one last plug for my own products. I do have a range of spots and a super slim pool light. I'll put a link to those underneath this video and you can see these behind me here in my online store. Hopefully you found this short video useful. I appreciate the view. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. If you've liked this video, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.